All aboard the Union Pacific Big Boy, heading all the way from Cheyenne to Los Angeles. Oh, hi, welcome to Adventures with Kendall. Today, we have a special episode because it's all about toy trains, like these guys. I can't wait to show you these awesome toy trains, and I'm so happy that we're doing this episode. So let's get going and go see some toy trains. Our story begins at the very beginning of the modern railway system in the 1820s. Around this time, children wanted toys to emulate the then new railway technology. Created during the 1820s or 1830s, this little toy best represents Stephenson's rocket, which was an advanced steam locomotive at its time. Throughout the 19th century, toy trains came in many forms. This includes wood with lithographed paper to add detail to the toys, tin, and last but not least, cast iron. These trains were designed to be pulled around the floor with a string. Other train toys also include clockwork motors and track. These kind of toy trains were the norm until the arrival of electricity around the turn of the century. In 1900, an electrical engineer named Joshua Cowan created a little train for a window display in New York City. What he crafted was a small train car powered by an electric fan motor that operated on a circular section of track. After finding out the store's customers wanted the train more than the products it was promoting, Joshua Cowan founded the Lionel Corporation. And with that, a new age of model trains was born, with train sets being a popular toy for kids around Christmas time. And with a fully functional train set, a kid can have some real fun with their train, including with the amazing accessories, like this barrel unloading refrigerator car, and this copper car that dumps coal. And it wasn't just kids that liked model trains. Model trains have been a great way for dads and sons to bond. And despite the rise of the video game market, model trains are still around for everyone to enjoy, especially around Christmas time, and they will always be here forever. Now that we've learned the history of toy trains, let's get on board and head straight to our first destination, the Porterville Historical Museum. Welcome to the Porterville Historical Museum. The Porterville Historical Museum hosts a wonderful train show. In fact, there's a little in-scale layout that greets you as soon as you enter the building. Started in the early 1980s with the layouts erected by the Underwater Train Society, this Porterville tradition starts on November 26th and ends on December 31st, and has been going on for 35 years. Now let's head down the hall and head straight for the main exhibits, the model train displays. In this room, there are several small layouts ranging from HO, N, to finally the tiniest of them all, Z-scale. And as you can see, there are plenty of things to see on these layouts. Let's watch some of them before we head into the main room. Now this is the best layout of them all, the military-themed railroad. Just look at it, it's so amazing. While all these small layouts are really fun to look at, it's nothing compared to what's in the next room. Come on, let's go check it out. Would you look at that? A wonderful world of trains within the Porterville Museum. Just look around you. It's great for the whole family to see. And speaking of families, there's my grandma, my cousin Megan, and her two kids, Weston and Sawyer. There is so much to see here in this room. The big trains and the wonderful snow villages. The display rack full of toy trains. Some of which are the original clockwork trains from the turn of the century. And an interactive table for anyone wanting to see accessories associated with these model trains, including this American Flyer signal. Now let's sit back and watch some toy trains in action. Oops, watch out, Cal. We don't want you to get run over. Now it's time to pick up the mail. Now let's get back and check out all these layouts. And believe me, they're a sight to behold. And some layouts are above you, like this one. There are several trains high in the air that will make you want to look at them for a while. There's even one that goes from the main room into the baggage room and back again. And here's the last of the Sky trains, the Napa Valley Wine Train. Looks pretty impressive, isn't it? As you can see, this train show is a big draw to everyone within the Porterville area. Now that we had our fun at the Porterville Museum, let's head to our next destination. Our next stop is going to be a fun place, the California State Railroad Museum. We're inside the California State Railroad Museum, and look at this, an event full of toy trains. Let's go look at them all. The California State Railroad Museum was having a big model train exhibit, and we were fortunate enough to see this show. This two-day event was a great showcase for clubs and organizations to show off their impressive model railroading skills. Let's start our tour of these trains by looking at this G-scale layout. It was put together by the Sacramento Valley Garden Railway Society and has a great Christmas theme. Now over here is a layout operated by the Sacramento Brick Builders. This is a group of Lego modelers who have made this wonderful layout, which includes realistic trains made out of Lego. Here let's watch this Southern Pacific freight train as it passes by this house with Shaggy on the front porch as it heads around the layout. Boy, that was a sight to look at. A long freight train made out of Legos. But now let's head to the smallest layout in this room. A cute exhibit of Mark's trains and accessories. Being at this train show at the California State Railroad Museum has been quite fun. While looking at these group layouts is really fun, Let's head upstairs and check out the State Rail Museum's own exhibit on model railroading. It's a great show and has plenty of toy trains to look at. Up here is the permanent collection of toy trains owned by the California State Railroad Museum. This includes the Thomas W. Sefton collection. This collection includes clockwork trains, standard gauge Lionel trains, and a mixture of Buddy L toys, including the Buddy L outdoor train set. The rest of the exhibits are a fine showcase of model train history, from the early days at the turn of the century right up to the present day. Along the way, you see examples of model trains being used and operated throughout the 2 centuries of model train history. There are also exhibits about the different scales. Here is an example of Z-scale within a briefcase. And here's how a model engine on the big layout works. Speaking of big layout, would you look at that? A large layout of both O-scale and standard gauge, all in a very colorful setting. It is quite pleasing. Let's watch all the trains in action. This is quite amazing. And there's the legendary Blue Comet on its way to its destination. And while we were at the State Railroad Museum, we had the opportunity to see the temporary exhibit from modelers. And believe me, it is quite a sight to behold. They also had this diorama of a workbench. Here, a modeler can work on an engine or a building. As we walk past these little boxes full of kits to design buildings for and little dioramas, you'll be wondering, where can a guy get stuff like these? Well, don't worry. We'll be heading to Burbank to our next stop, the Train Shack. I'm at the Train Shack in Burbank, California. Let's go check it out. Opened in 1985, the Train Shack is a wonderful family-run business that is a great place to get your trains and accessories within the Burbank area. Come on, let's go explore the incredible selection they have here at the Train Shack. When it comes to a store like this, it is hard to figure out which train do you really want. They have really great selections here, whether in cases or in boxes, like these Lionel trains. It's not just model trains they have here. Over here they have an incredible selection of train toys for kids. They even include a little wooden train table for kids to play on, and an incredible selection ranging from Thomas to Brio. The store also has 2 layouts meant for demonstrating model trains, such as this HO layout. And over here is the supplies you need for the scenery on your layout. This includes trees, ballast, bushes, and all the little nooks and crannies that you see in nature. They even come in special bottles, each full of bushes and a lot of ballast for your railroad. I recommend getting this kind of stuff for your layout. They also help out customers with issues on their trains. Yep, hobby stores such as the Train Shack are a great place to start in your adventure with model railroading. But now, let's head back to our studio. I am so glad we got to do this episode. It was fun to show you all those toy trains in action and tell you the story about them. It was great, and I had a fun time telling you this story. It was wonderful and also quite personal because I love toy trains, as I said earlier. Anyway, I'm so ready to get back to Sacramento for our next episode. Next week, we're going to Old Sacramento and learn the history of that area, especially in its place in the Transcontinental Railroad story. Anyway, if you have a location for us to go on, comment or email down below. We would love to see your suggestions. And also subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We would love to see your faces. Well, that's all the time we have here on Adventures with Kendall. See you later, folks, and may your gifts bless the world.